Got a loaded show coming up here on the Chiefs Report. My name's Harrison Graham. First off, we got an update around DeAndre Hopkins. Could he be signing with the team soon? Stay tuned for that. Also, Bill Barnwell of ESPN ranked all 32 NFL offensive skill position groups. Where did the Chiefs come on that list? And could Kansas City sign Jadeveon Clowney? Busy show coming up on today's Chiefs Report. But first, I got to be honest, over the last month, we've gotten our ass kicked by the Cleveland Browns report here at Chat Sports in new subscribers. They've picked up 444 new subs. We've only gotten 154 new subscribers. I know it's the dog days of the offseason, but I'm taking on the Browns report. I want to close that gap between now and training camp. Can we do it? Hit that subscribe button for daily coverage, and if you want to beat the Browns report and new subscribers. Here's the latest on DeAndre Hopkins as a report from ESPN NFL insider Sal Paolantonio. He says that the Browns and Panthers are two teams that are lurking as potential destinations for the all-pro receiver. Now, my initial reaction is, come on, DeAndre, the Panthers? The Panthers stink. They're starting a rookie quarterback. They're not contending. Like, I get it if they pay big money, that's one thing, but it's like, come on, man. Now, this is the full list you have now. Carolina is now reportedly lurking as a potential team. The Cleveland Browns, which I look at that, I'm like, okay, like Deshaun Watson, his former teammate, like they could be a good team here in the AFC. Like, I get that to a certain extent. New England, Bill O'Brien, does that make sense going back to reunite with them? I know apparently that's been reported as a non-issue, but still you got Mac Jones. Are they ready to contend? Tennessee's not contending, so I'm just like, come on, man. Like, DeAndre, Chiefs, let's go. Like, why is this not even a possibility, which I still think it is, but I saw that report this morning. I was like, oh, DeAndre Hopkins update. Panthers? The Carolina Panthers, the team that's going to suck this year, I just don't know. I still think Kansas City could be in the mix. Now, at this literal moment, the Chiefs are dead last in cap space. So obviously they have to move some money around. But again, we've gone over ways they can do that. They can extend Chris Jones. They can add void years to a potential contract. They can do a multitude of things if they want to make it happen bad enough. Maybe they don't, or maybe they're just staying patient. I'm not sure, but I still think there's a lot of logic here to add DeAndre Hopkins to this football team. He's still a very good player. He would still be the number one receiver here in Kansas City. I just don't understand why they don't want to go this route. Now, maybe it's just a money thing, right, where the Chiefs are like, we'll give you this much, and Hopkins is like, I'm not doing it. So there could be a lot of reasons why, but if I were Kansas City, if I were DeAndre Hopkins, I would want to make this marriage happen. I would. I would want to play with Patrick Mahomes and chase a Super Bowl ring if I was DeAndre Hopkins. If I was the Chiefs, I would want to add him to my wide receiver room to come be the number one receiver on this football team. And look, when you add Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to this list, like, look at these quarterbacks. Bryce Young, he's a rookie. Deshaun Watson, okay, former teammate, I get all that, good player. Mac Jones, Ryan Tannehill, or Mahomes, like, you look at this, it's like, how can you not want to play for Mahomes? That's why I'm not going to give up hope, because DeAndre Hopkins has mentioned that he would like to play with an elite quarterback. If Deshaun Watson gets back to that level, he's the only other quarterback on that list other than Mahomes that is elite. Bryce Young, we don't know what he's going to be. Mac Jones, he hasn't shown to be elite. He's shown flashes. Tannehill's over the hill, pun on words there. I'm still going to hold out hope. Until Hopkins signs with the team, I think there's at least a chance that he could sign with the Chiefs. Now, fill in the blank. Hopkins will play for the blank in 2023. What team will that be? Will it be the Chiefs? Will it be the Browns? Will it be the Patriots, who are the reported front runner? Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Now, do the Chiefs have mediocre offensive talent? Based on Bill Barnwell's skill position group rankings, which was 19th best in the NFL going into 2023, he apparently thinks so, right? Here's Bill Barnwell of ESPN. He says, Here's the last of the teams built around one-star pass catcher because Travis Kelce is the best of the bunch. The Chiefs also found an upgrade at running back last year in Isaiah Pacheco. Jarrett McKinnon also stepped up as a receiver and became an unlikely threat in the red zone. So why did the Chiefs fall back from their 16th place finish from last year? Their receiver depth is even sketchier. The nominal top wideout at the moment is Kadarius Toney, who has played 70% or more of the offensive snaps exactly once in 2 NFL seasons. Sky Moore, second-rounder last year, failed to make an impact before scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl, while the Chiefs added another second-round wideout in Rashee Rice. They lost 2 regulars in Juju Smith-Schuster and Mecole Hardman. Now, let me just make a note on that last one. Mecole Hardman missed 9 games last year and most of the playoffs. He briefly played in the AFC Championship game before re-aggravating that injury. So acting like that's a notable loss from last year's team just isn't true. He did not play most of the season. I would agree. Juju's at least a notable loss. I actually think the receiver depth is deeper this year, but I would like to add a DeAndre Hopkins, like I've mentioned, to the mix. Now, today's show, you can get a Chiefs 4th of July edition t-shirt with the American Independence Day just around the corner on the 4th of July, obviously. Chatsports.com/ChiefsUSA. If you want a new t-shirt for the holiday this year, pick one up right now before it gets here. Chatsports.com/ChiefsUSA. I pointed to the depth. You go 6 or 7 deep here. Toney, MVS, Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, Richie James, who I still think is a sneaky good pickup. Justin Watson is back. Justin Ross is in the mix as well. John Ross, of all people, had a good spring. You still have Cornell Powell. But again, I've said it. I would love DeAndre Hopkins. Like, I'm not shying away from the fact that I think adding a player like him to this receiver depth chart would go a long way. I really, really do. But 19th best, you still have the best receiving tight end in football. By the way, he was ranked, or the Chiefs were ranked 16th on this list going into the season last year. You're clearly better at running back. CEH was the projected starter a year ago. Now it's Pacheco with McKinnon. I don't see how that's not an improvement. Like, is losing Juju and Mecole Hardman, like, is that enough to be like, even though you added other receivers, to be like, yeah, this offense got worse around Mahomes? I just don't necessarily see it that way. And if you were to add Hopkins, then you got exponentially better, in my opinion. Do you have concerns with the Chiefs' offensive talent like Bill Barnwell seems to have? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I'm not concerned. There's minor question marks for sure, like how does the wide receiver pecking order play out? But we saw it last year with Mahomes. He made it work with kind of just a wide receiver by committee group. Okay, one more story here. How about signing Jadeveon Clowney? He remains unsigned as one of the top edge rushers remaining in free agency. We haven't talked about him recently. I just wanted to bring him up again because he is still out there, and I do think he could help this defensive line. The sack totals have come and gone throughout his career, but don't confuse that with the inability to rush the passer. I mean, his pass rush grade last year from Pro Football Focus was still well above average at 70. His overall grade, 76. Run defense over 74. Had 29 pressures in just 12 games. That's about 2.5 per game. So he is still someone who can get after the quarterback. He is still an impact player. Now, his exit with Cleveland, that was not a clean break. So, you wonder if that's a concern. But I think with a veteran, win-now, proven team and locker room like the Chiefs with built-in leaders with Mahomes, Kelce, Chris Jones, and others, Clowney should be able to fit in just fine in this environment. And look, I love Frank Clark. Clowney's a better player, I think, than Frank Clark, if I'm being completely honest, at this point in his career. He's definitely a better run stopper, and while he may not get quite the sacks, he's still an underrated pass rusher as well. I think if you add him to this unit, that makes this front four better for Steve Spagnuolo. Would you sign Jadeveon Clowney? Type S for sign, or you can type P for pass. Here's what you guys think on this one, because I would sign him. I think you still have room for one more edge rusher. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's Chiefs Report. Again, subscribe, trying to catch up to the Browns Report and new subscribers over the past month. So help us out by hitting that sub button, and we'll see you guys next time.